Welcome back. If you have a pet, as so many of us do, you may feel as though he or she is basically your child. And that's why it's so unfathomable that you might drop your dog off at the groomer, never to see her or him again. Consumer investigator Kimberly Suiters has a special report on this issue coming up on our sister station, ABC 7, tonight at 11. We hope you will check that out. She is here now with a preview, and you brought your really sweet dog,
Eowyn, yes.
To visit here in the studio, and it's always great having pets here in the studio. Very sweet dog.
She is so docile and so sweet, and she's a little bit older than the dog we're about to tell you about, another golden retriever.
Which was every family's worst nightmare. Every
family's worst nightmare. 2-year-old golden retriever, perfectly healthy, happy, went to the groomer and died. The owner, Allison Marks, who lives in Powhatan, Virginia, said she was told her dog was left in a drying kennel, and Petco said no heat was used, but there's a picture of Colby right there. Very, very sweet dog. Marks was clearly devastated. Petco immediately took responsibility for the death, but we went down to Marks's home to talk to her about it, and this is what she said Petco offered her immediately after her dog died. What did Petco offer you right after Colby died?
A puppy.
You didn't want a puppy?
No, I didn't want a puppy. I didn't want anything at that point. I wanted my dog back, and that wasn't going to happen.
She wants a lot more than just a puppy now. She was actually given a puppy by a breeder in Georgia who felt sympathetic. Petco did call her and say, what would you like to see happen in our grooming facilities? And she said, I'd like you to not have drying kennels. I'd like for pet owners to be able to see where their dogs are going. Don't take them to a hidden place behind closed doors. She gave them quite a good list, and I thought it was, commendable of the company to ask her. A few dogs have died under the care of Petco groomers, but we should mention it's very rare for a dog to die. I mean, they are grooming thousands of dogs every day across the country. They did eliminate the kennel dryers because of Colby's death.
For facilities that still use them, would you, going forward, yourself or recommend for a friend or neighbor to tell them to do it with a towel or what, air dry?
You can't do it with a towel. I mean, there's no way when you've got an assembly line of dogs, they would never dry. They'd never get the job done.
They would never get the volume of dogs in and out that they probably need.
Some use hand dryers, which some consider safer. When we talked to the Pet Grooming Alliance folks, they said these kennel dryers are very safe. They just have to be in good working order. You're supposed to check on the dog every, I think, 5 to 10 minutes, and it sounds like protocols were not followed in Colby's case.
The larger issue might be general regulation of this industry. There are so many things, so many jobs that a person could have where a licensing is from the locality, the county, the state, whomever, is part of the gig. It's expected, it's required to do that thing. Is this an area where we should be rethinking what the minimum standards are and with the certification process?
7 on Your Side called every legislator in that area, every lawmaker from the General Assembly. No one has that on the docket for this year. The Professional Pet Groomers and Stylists Alliance did come up with standards of care. This is for the first time ever, released this fall. It's a 12-page, pretty thin document. There are no penalties in it, but there are guidelines, and groups like Petco and PetSmart, as well as small groomers, came together and said, these are standards of care that we should all abide by, and if we do, our pets will be safe.
And I know you spoke with industry.
I did speak with the industry. They feel strongly that they shouldn't be licensed. They feel like one of their arguments was just because you have a driver's license, does that make you a safer driver? They feel that the best defense for you as a pet owner is to know your groomer as well as you know your dog's vet. Know who is taking care of your animal. Get them to care about you also, and be able to see the facility from top to bottom.
I like the notion that whatever's happening with your dog while he or animal while he or she is at the groomer, have it be visible, have it be something that you and everyone passing by that counter, that part of the store, they can see. To me, that would build in some good amount of a good feeling.
Right. I take it one step further than even likening it to your vet. What about your child and when they go to daycare? Would you ever allow them to be in the care of someone you didn't know or hadn't met? Or would you allow them to go to a room or a bed you hadn't seen before?
Right.
The same applies, and maybe even worse almost in a dog's case, because a dog cannot tell you.
Right.
Although Allison does say Colby was very nervous going to her groomer, and she wishes that she had paid attention to that warning sign, perhaps.
Interesting.
I know when my dog goes to her groomer, and you'll see her there this afternoon live, she loves it. I mean, wags her tail, jumps up on the table,
That's great.
and it's a good sign.
Well, thank you for bringing your really sweet
You're
dog
welcome.
in. We always love having animals here, and we invite you again. We hope you will. Check out Kimberly's report in full tonight, Dog Dryer Danger. It's an ABC 7 on your side, consumer alert, tonight, 11 p.m. on our sister station, ABC 7. Thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you, Bruce.
Good to have you here.